a boat captain living on Turkey's turquoise coast, crystal clear Mediterranean water, beautiful beaches, a vibrant resort town, is about to trade all of that for rural Alabama. Beer cans as hair rollers, a USA-themed welcome party, and a fiancé who openly admits the whole relationship started as a one-night stand.
Definitely planned on Ross just being a one-night stand, and I guess Ross just fell in love with me.
She never planned on continuing. This is Mallorie and Rașit from 90 Day Fiancé Season 12, and the red flags in this relationship are so thick you could sew them into a quilt, which honestly would fit right in where they're headed. So here's how Mallorie and Rașit's love story begins. Mallorie, 29, from Athens, Alabama, goes on a girls' trip to Greece. She meets Rașit, 29, a boat captain from Marmaris, Turkey. They hook up. Mallorie fully intended for that to be the end of it. She said it herself in the show's teaser. Now, pause right there. Red flag number 1. She planned for this to be a one-night stand. He fell in love. Those are two wildly different starting points for a relationship. One person is thinking, fun vacation memory, and the other is apparently thinking, this is my future wife. That imbalance doesn't just disappear because someone eventually proposed. It usually festers. And speaking of the proposal, in the preview for the season, viewers can see Rașit proposing to Mallorie on a stone stairwell. Romantic? Sure. But this engagement didn't grow out of years of shared experience. It grew out of a vacation hookup that neither person planned on turning into a K-1 visa situation. So who are these two people individually? Mallorie works as a certified medical coder at the Bone and Joint Institute of Tennessee, a position she's held since 2023. She's got a stable career, she's got roots in Athens, and TLC describes her as a wild southern force of nature, which in 90 Day Fiancé language usually means chaos is coming. Rașit is from Marmaris, Turkey. TLC describes him as a dreamy boat captain. He described himself simply as, "My name is Rașit. I am 29 years old. I am from Marmaris, Turkey. I am captain." Short, sweet, and vague. Let's talk about what Rașit is leaving behind, because this is where the situation goes from interesting reality TV couple to somebody call this man's friends for an intervention. Marmaris sits on Turkey's turquoise coast, right where the Aegean Sea meets the Mediterranean. It's a vibrant resort town famous for its stunning natural harbour, beautiful beaches, and lively nightlife. There's a bustling marina packed with yachts. The town has a history stretching back to the 6th century BC. Now let's talk about where he's going. Athens, Alabama. Population around 25,000 to 36,000, depending on which estimate you use. It's a small city in Limestone County, originally founded in 1818. It's one of the oldest incorporated cities in Alabama. It has historical significance: antebellum homes, Civil War history, a nuclear power plant. But here's the thing, it is not Marmaris. It's not even close. One is a Mediterranean resort paradise that attracts tourists from across Europe. The other is a small southern town where, according to Mallorie herself, the lifestyle involves a lot of drinking and crazy things for fun. And this isn't just some outsider's take. Mallorie described her own hometown in her confessional. "My hometown of Athens, Alabama is definitely your typical southern town, which is a little bit redneck." Well, kind of a lot of redneck. She said that, on camera, to millions of viewers, about her own town, and then she brought an international fiancé there to live. So what happens when Rașit arrives? Exactly what you'd expect if you've ever watched this show. In the trailer for the season, Mallorie and Rașit arrive at her house to find a full USA-themed welcome party. Beer cans, camouflage, American flags, the works. And Mallorie can be seen using a beer can as a hair roller, which honestly is a visual that tells you everything you need to know about what Rașit is walking into. The culture shock is immediate. According to TLC, Rașit struggles to connect with Mallorie's outspoken friends and navigate life as a foreigner in her small rural hometown. And one of the most talked about moments from the previews is when Rașit asks Mallorie, "Are you a redneck?" And she replies, "Do I look like a redneck?" According to News reporting, he replies, "Yeah." That exchange alone sparked conversation. Mallorie seemed genuinely offended. And here's what makes this a red flag situation rather than just a funny fish out of water story. It appears nobody adequately prepared Rașit for what he was walking into. The culture gap between Marmaris and Athens, Alabama is enormous. And based on the previews and reporting, it seems like Mallorie either didn't think it would be a big deal or didn't care enough to bridge that gap beforehand. If you're already seeing where this is headed and want to follow along for the whole season, hit that subscribe button and drop a like, because every week this couple is going to give us something new to break down. Now we get to what might be the biggest red flag of all. According to TLC's own teaser for the season, tensions rise when Rașit asks Mallorie to help support his parents financially back home.
If my mom called me like, Rașit, can you send me like 10,000 Turkish lira?
People think Americans are so rich.
But my parents need help.
I don't make that much money.
There it is, the financial ask. And before anyone says, well, it's normal in many cultures to support your parents. Yes, that's absolutely true. In Turkish culture and in many other cultures around the world, supporting your family financially is expected and honourable. That's not the red flag. The red flag is the timing and the context. This is a relationship that started as a one-night stand. They have not been together for years building financial trust. According to additional spoilers, when Rașit confides in Mallorie that he wants to financially help his family back in Turkey, things get even more complicated and explosive for the couple. TLC also teased that when the couple finally sits down to discuss their future, including a possible prenup and starting a family, their different points of view result in their fairy tale future slipping away. So to recap, he wants her to financially support his parents. She's thinking about a prenup. They can't agree on starting a family, and their fairy tale is falling apart. Fans, as always, have not been holding back. One viewer comment captured the skepticism perfectly, writing that Rașit didn't fall in love with Mallorie. He fell in love with the idea of getting into the United States. That's a harsh take, but it's one that reflects a pattern viewers have seen repeated across multiple seasons of the franchise. Other viewers have been more optimistic. Another fan remarked that the couple seemed to have good chemistry and hoped he's genuinely into her. But here's where the show is going to make or break public opinion on Rașit: the financial conversations. If the money requests escalate, if there's no reciprocity, it starts looking like the relationship is transactional. Viewers are going to turn on him fast. From Mallorie's side, the question viewers are already asking is, did you think any of this through? You met a man on vacation, hooked up, turned it into an engagement, and now you're navigating a cross-continental culture clash in one of the most rural parts of Alabama. At what point did someone sit down and map out how this was actually going to work? So let's tally these up, because when you lay them all out, the picture gets pretty stark. Red flag 1, the relationship started as a planned one-night stand that somehow became a K-1 visa engagement. That's an unusual foundation for a marriage. Red flag 2, the culture gap is massive and appears to have been minimally addressed before Rașit arrived. Mediterranean resort town to rural Alabama with a beer canner's hair roller welcome party. Red flag 3, Rașit is asking Mallorie to financially support his parents while he's unable to legally work in the US. The timing raises legitimate questions about motivation. Red flag 4, they disagree on fundamental life plans, prenup, children, financial responsibilities. These aren't things you negotiate on a reality TV countdown. Red flag 5, Mallorie herself told cameras she originally planned for this to be a one-night stand. When one partner's entry point to the relationship is, I thought this was casual and temporary, that sets a dynamic that's hard to recover from. Red flag 6, Rașit can barely connect with Mallorie's friends and community. If you can't integrate into your partner's social world, the isolation that follows is one of the top predictors of relationship failure. 6 red flags, 1 episode in, 90 days on the clock, and here's what's going to keep viewers tuning in every single week. Right now, neither Mallorie nor Rașit has publicly said whether they're still together. They follow each other on social media, but neither has posted about the current status of their relationship, which means one of two things. Either the show contractually prevents them from revealing the outcome, which is standard, or there's nothing good to report. Because in 90-Day Fiancé history, when couples are happy and together, they usually can't help but leave breadcrumbs. They post subtle photos. They comment on each other's stuff. They let things slip. Mallorie and Rașit, nothing. And for a woman who described herself as a wild southern force of nature, who loves doing crazy things for fun, that silence is the loudest red flag of